Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Today we're going to study Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 16, verse number 8. Asatyam apratishthante jagad ahura nishvaram aparaspara sambhutang kimanyat kama haitukam. Translation. They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. So here, in this chapter 16, Krishna is talking about the divine nature and demoniac nature. This is a very, very interesting chapter. This is one of the first chapters I read when I studied Bhagavad-gītā. And it is very, very eye-opening because, when I started reading it, I thought, the demon means someone who's like the devil, someone with horns and red skin or something like that. And someone not of the human race. But in Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna explains demon or demoniac nature in a very different way. The Vedas have a different use of the word. So after reading this chapter, basically I looked everywhere around me and all my family members and everyone I knew, and I realized that I was surrounded by demons, and even worse, that I myself was a demon. I had all the qualities of a demon. So it is the kind of knowledge that it doesn't come in as a very happy moment, but it is very helpful if you're really interested in spiritual life. You want to change and you understand, oh, I have these demoniac qualities. So how can I become a divine person, someone who's aiming for a higher future, for a better spiritual life? So Krishna in this verse is explaining the qualities of the demons. He says, they say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. So a demoniac person, he will do all kinds of sinful activities, and he will think, as long as the authorities don't find my sinful activities, then it's okay, I can get away with it. There's no God in control, there's no one supervising, so if I can steal and nobody catches me, or if I can just hurt others and nobody will punish me, then it's fine, I can get away with it. And this is a very childish mentality, this demoniac, because we know that there is karma, the cause and effect. So whatever I do, I'm going to get back. There's no escape from that. Although I might escape police or the justice for some time, eventually this life or the next life or some time in the future, I will have to suffer the results. And that is a lack of vision. Demons have a very, very short-sighted vision. Although they're very smart in their own ways, but their vision is what is the most limited. So it says, demons consider that this world is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. So for a demon, a source of pleasure only comes from being served, from enjoying the senses. And that usually for a demon, a demoniac person, sex life is the topmost enjoyment because I get to enjoy, and it is the most pleasurable in theory. But they go very, very far to achieve their goals of lust. And there's so many scandals these days, and it's very unfortunate to see how men will will spend huge amounts of money to pay prostitutes and other kinds of sexual services just to experience some temporary pleasure. And it is very sad because all these, I mean, as much as money as I have, I can pay a woman to be with me, but there's no question of love. It's just a business deal. There's no idea of serving or love or anything like that. So this kind of pleasure, which is bought, which is just achieved through power. Like in this world, if I have enough money, then I can buy a big house and a big car and hire lots of servants to give me pleasure. But that kind of pleasure is very, very limited because it is all a business deal. As soon as I lose my power, my money, my status or anything, then bye-bye. There's no love. There's no question of sacrifice or someone actually caring for me. As long as I pay, then it's all right. So this is demoniac. Divine nature is pretty much the opposite. If my relationships are based on serving, on giving love to others, on teaching, on helping and supporting, etc., and on loving God and serving God, all these things are divine. Is the opposite, because there is a question of love. When a mother, for example, dedicates so much time in taking care of her child, well, nobody's paying her and nobody is going to give her an award or anything, and still she very gladly wakes up early in the morning or does so many things to take care of a child, because there's love, there's some question of service. And the child, well, he doesn't really give much back because he's defenseless and he can't work or anything like that. So there is a question of giving, of loving, of sacrificing. So when we live a life according to divine principles, then we experience a completely different mentality that everyone gives, and it's a very beautiful sharing experience, and it's very open-hearted. And demons, they don't do that. They're not open-hearted. They're very hard-hearted. This is pretty much the opposite. And so a demon thinks, well, the only pleasure in this world, or the topmost pleasure, is only the sex life, and I can just buy it by having lots of money. So my two goals in life will be get lots of money so that I can have unlimited sex life. And when the body is growing old, pay someone to do research so that I can have this hormones or whatever to take and keep my sex life as long as possible. Demoniac person will always think in terms of sex, and as soon as sex life is finished, at some point in old age, 60, 70 years old, then they will be very miserable that, oh, I was happy when I was young, and all these things. A very typical phrase. And it is important to understand that even if I am demon, or whoever surrounding me is also a demon, doesn't mean that we're going to hate everyone or hate ourselves. Just means we need to change. Means we need to find people with divine qualities and associate with them. It's just very easy to see in high school, if someone's smoking and all my friends are smoking, then they're going to say, oh, please try, and eventually I'm going to become a smoking person. So in the same way, if I'm always associated with demons, then the chance for spiritual life is reduced greatly. So I should look for divine people, or at least persons who are aiming for divine qualities. And then I can have improvement in my relationships and in myself. It's important to understand this, because spiritual life is not just some words in the air, but we actually have to put it in practice. And if I'm surrounded, for example, with people who are always cruel and nasty, how am I going to be, or to develop out of those qualities? Maybe in the mature stage, then I can do that kind of thing, to be in the middle of a very dirty place and remain pure and clean. But in the beginning, let's just be practical and do the needful, get good association, go to a pure place where I can be peaceful and develop my real nature, my spiritual nature. If you have any comments or questions, please visit the website, thevedikway.org. Thank you. Hare Krishna.